Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 23 of Noah's Ark. So there are some little things that I'm going to listen to you, the community, on. One is slightly guarding my power generation a little bit better. Another thing is, no one suggested this, but protecting my ship a little bit better. I think that's probably a wise thing. I have a theory that the Thrumbo broke that structural beam. And if the Thrumbo did in fact break the structural beam, I want to keep the Thrumbo away from that. So what I'm aiming to do is doubling up the walls in most places. There's some places that I just won't, like here, just because it's inexpensive. I could drop a turret in there. One of you suggested that I put turrets within my gap walls to deter sappers, which I think is a really smart idea. So that's something I intend to do. I think we're also kind of low on wood. Oops. So what I'm going to do is have a tree cutting zone. Do it close to where, oh man, close to where we need it. Keep setting them up for expand zone, but they don't seem to care. Expand. There we go. So that way we just don't have to travel so far. There are other little quality of life things I wanted to do. One is to move this beacon. Honestly, I'll even put it even further. And the reason for is if anything lands on it, I'd like for them to land far away. Ideally. Alright, so this locally sourced wood has proved useful. We're getting that bridge up pretty quickly. Another one suggested that I allow the Thrumbo and Dog Chief to travel through the farm. Maybe not onto the Double Strand, because the Thrumbo kind of ate it last round. Also moving the fermenting barrels so that they're at a more predictable temperature. Already built the roof back on that. We're heading into a colder season, so we want to warm our farm, not cool it. Okay, so we have much of that bridge built. There's a little bit more here and there, but the bulk of it is done. And once we have these sort of gapped defenses all set, I can start continuing the tame on the rest of the animals that I am missing. So I still have 2 empty caskets. Shem's hiding in his room. That will slow down construction a little bit. It's not my fault, though. His mental state only barely dipped. So, I'm not gonna feel responsible for that. Pretend it wasn't me. So I'm going to test my theory and try to keep this Thrumbo away from the ship. I think it did break the beam, because I can't really think of anything else that would have broken the beam. And the fact that the Thrumbo does break random things when it's hungry, it might have saw the beam as a wall instead of a, well, just a beam, and went and crushed it. Alright, we have another infestation that gives us another possible opportunity to get buggies. What I'm going to do is the animals need to shelter in place. I've no doubt the Thrumbo could probably take most of the bugs on its own, but I don't really want a super wounded Thrumbo. If I can help it. They attacking the couch again? Something about that couch, man. Friendlies are moving in. There's a lot of friendlies. That's like an extraordinary amount of friendlies for what amounts to be just some bugs. Okay, well, Shem, you're an idiot. Alright, just keep running. Is this everyone? Yeah, this is everyone. Now, I believe we want a male Speleopede and a female Megaspider. And hopefully these friendlies can wound and not kill. And that way we'll be able to... Oh, not that one. We'll be able to use these for our... Okay, I'm going to hold my ground here. Okay, this is a female Megaspider, which is exactly what we wanted. So I'm going to get Noah building that pod. So I have 10 hours to build the pod. Or 10 hours. Oh, and the chair was spared. Is there a Speleopede anywhere? So I'm carrying it to a random casket right now. Well, all I'm doing really is I'm moving it closer. I'm not planning on having it be in that casket if I can help it. I might not honestly be able to help it. Let's see. First, I'm gonna get rid of this. And then new area. Call it temp. Invert temp. And restrict everyone to temp. Yeah, but see, you were walking into temp. I don't really understand. See, you're not supposed to be carrying it to that casket. Oh, we got 7 hours. I think we can do this. What is it missing? It's missing components and advanced components. Yeah, it's doable. Hope that catharsis helped. See, I don't... I guess for now I can keep it in there before it bleeds. And, I'll cook up a solution soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build to block the interaction spots. try to force them to put it in the right area. Animals. We're no longer under attack, so you can now move. And it's probably a big fire, right? I guess I'm gonna wake the least moody pawns to fix this. I don't really care what burns out there. Yep. Alright, so we have the wood. It's good. Alright, the uranium is done. Or that spot of uranium. So we're gonna move that. Oop, Nama just got rid of her toque because it wore out. Let's get rid of the temp zone. It didn't work. I thought it might, but it did not. So now they shouldn't be restricted at all. So I think what I have to do is I have to shove Chief or some other animal into this pod when I open it up for the Mega Spider, so that the Mega Spider can go into the one we want it to. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So what I need is, I'm gonna rename a temp. Okay, and then restrict Chief to temp, so he's standing nearby. Come on, Chief, where are you? There he is. Oh, I need to anesthetize him. So, hold on. I feel like he's being, well, he's quite the guinea pig at the moment. This is one very, very strange way to get things in the pod I want them to be, huh? Alright, so now I open this pod, or I eject the sleeper here. I carry Chief. We have 3 hours. Okay, we can do this. Cool, we have a poison ship. No! No, 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 no! Oh, God, for the love of... Alright. I'll have to do this again. Where's the Thrumbo? And where's this poison ship? Poison ship's there. Thrumbo, you get to be anesthetized. This is getting absurd. Absurd, absurd, absurd. I wonder if I have enough time. Alright, where is Noah? Let's get this stupid wall done. This Thrumbo's gonna wake up in a second. So even if I queue up, who's nearby? Ada. There we go. Alright, we got mega spiders. And we can just cancel the load there. And all we need is speleopedes. That was one heck of a silly workaround, if I do say so myself. And now the Thrumbo, Untamed Thrumbo, is where we want it to be, which is good. Just have a bunch of boundary walls left to construct. Gotta paint the roof as well. I guess everything out here I can just start ignoring the zones. Alright, so how are we looking? We replaced the ship beam. We are making progress on this wall. I'm going to force them to do some bridges. Where's Shem? I wonder if I could use res serum. No, I don't think I can. Has to be on your own pawns, maybe. I don't know what the restriction is. I don't care enough to really look into it. All right, just repair that stupid thing. Yeah, so the geothermal gens aren't really protected from sapper raids, given that they're single-walled. So be it. I don't know. Just sort of just don't care enough to protect them to the fullest. Didn't realize I turned on room stats. So the bridge is almost complete. And there's just this little area that I need to tidy up. And there's some doors I need to make. I'm getting pretty close to finish time. Alright, Noah. While you're out here, so some of this, yeah, wood wasn't delivered. Sleep or meal or whatever. It's a unusually large base for me. Most of the size is due to the fact, the additional size is the security that I need for the reactor raid, and just the enormity of the ship. I don't think I've ever built a ship this big that I can remember. I definitely haven't. I haven't had a need for like 100 things to go. Shoot frenzy, alright. Speaking of a shoot frenzy, we are a little low on meat, so might as well do some shoot frenzy. Boomalope too, why not? Couldn't hurt. I mean, it could blow up on my face, set me on fire. So I take that back, it could hurt. I'm just not expecting it to. Alright, Shem. I'm gonna have you build pieces of the bridge that Noah's not currently working on. Don't need them to overlap effort. Nice. Okay. It's snowing mid-fall. It's pretty cold. The farm. Let's fire up these heaters. Growth rate wasn't really affected yet, but nipped a problem in the bud. Almost done with bridging. And we're pretty close on our ship retaining wall, which is good stuff. Oh, I'm an idiot. Chief, you aren't locked there anymore. Yeah, I'm glad I noticed. I would have seen animal starvation eventually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to deliver this last advanced component and then forbid it. I'm just going to do a lot of the work. Okay. So we can construct that for the male speleopede whenever we need. It'll be really, really quick. Alright. Then we need some security doors. And then we'll need some wall turrets. And, oops. Game sort of hiccuped and forced me to put a lot of concrete where I wasn't intending to put concrete. Getting pretty close to being done. The bridges are done. The wall isn't, but it's getting there. Shem, what are you? Okay, he's finishing up that. Shem, how about you work on here? Trying to give him tasks in different spots. So we actually might need a little bit more marble. I'll queue it up now. Better safe than sorry. For my last playthrough, I learned almost fatally that this last sort of reactor raid is no joke. it was insanely hard. Way harder than I thought it would be. Which is why I'm going to such great lengths right now to ensure survival. Alright, so that's all walled up. I just need the western wall. And then I need to strategically plop. Oh, yeah, it should die to the cold. Still need to do the ship, but I can see its radius. It's not a threat just yet. I should probably just do it now. That's what I'm thinking, but I've been holding off. I should just do it. I don't know, I kind of want the wall, personally. A manhunter pack of polar bears. Oh boy, that's not a few polar bears, that is a swarm of them. Alright, where is Nama? There she is. Niall. That shouldn't be a hold open door. Who are we missing? Japheth? Oh, Jesus. I did not know that he was down there. Our titular character. Can't even move. Being surrounded by polar bears. We have healer serum. I think we do, right? Res serum. That's another thing I meant to do is call in allies. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, we need to back up. Maybe not Shem, but everyone else does. We'll have them bottleneck at Shem. I think that's everyone. For now, I'm going to install dentures. I don't think there's a replacement bionic for that. Prosthetic? No, there really isn't. So it's just healer mech serum. As far as I can tell. Medicine. Dentures will just make them eat slower. I can remove it if I get the healer serum. Not ideal. Should have kept a closer eye on him, but he's alive. And now we have a lot of meat. Oops. Yeah, we'll just take a little bit longer to eat. Okay, there's barely any uranium left there. We're almost done. We're almost done with the wall. Oh, combat supplier. Don't remember calling you in. Noah needs his lance again. Should also probably turn these off. Not really using them anymore. I wonder if there's social ramifications for that. Let's see. Let's ask Nama. Disfigured, yes, there is a social ramification for having dentures. Okay, so this deep drill is done. Well, let's get some more uranium, right? Japheth here will be responsible for moving everything. Yeah, wall's looking good. Wonder how much bear skin I have now. It's too bad the polar bear skin isn't white like Thrombo fur. I guess it would very easily be confused with Thrombo fur if that was the case. I hate when they make a trip to build the wall but bring no materials with them. So wasteful. This volcanic winter sure has lasted a bit. Gotta say, it's been a nice long one. Oops. I definitely just deleted way more stuff than I intended to. In fact, that reminds me, I want all this to be rice. Forget the hops. Nice. So he's actually hauling a good amount of stone over there. I wonder if I ever end up getting alpha beavers. Okay, so the volcanic winter is done, which is cool. I don't believe I have any missions for like healer serum. Just some junk missions. It's too bad the power claw wasn't a power jaw. Be funny to be able to bite in combat. If you had like a cannibal tribe that just bites enemies. Like Jaws from Bond. That's pretty good progress. And here's our exotic goods. So I need to remember one simple thing. Buy a damn telescope. Right? So I continually forget. Oh, for once their trader is actually out front. A lot of the times they're like way in back and it's kind of annoying. Alright, so we have res serum being offered. Guess I won't buy that stuff anymore because it's just really expensive. And I kind of have a lot of it. Prosthetic heart, blah 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 blah. Nope, nothing but a telescope. That's okay. I have a good spot for this. We will put it. We'll put it here. I think that's the last of my possible recreation variety. I don't think it gets more various than that. So if that isn't enough, I don't know what will be. So I have a lot of hops that are just kind of sitting out. I need a brewery to make the wort. One of you asked if I had asked permission to brew beer. I'm not gonna ask permission. I don't think Noah did when he became a vintner. I'm just gonna go ahead and brew, whether I should or not. Shem insulted Noah's parents. Isn't that your grandparents? Food for thought. It's like telling a "yo mama is so fat" joke to your own siblings. Right? Something like that. Doesn't have the same effect. Okay, so we move the orbital trade beacon a little further down. Oh, there's social. Wow, that's not a social fight. That is straight up murder. I guess if you insult someone's fighting skill, and they beat you to death, you were in the wrong? I was a little surprised by that. Alright, Mr. Shem, get those marble blocks. Alright, so Noah's fully healed now. Granted, dentured, but fully healed. Oh. Emma's laying down the steel. I wonder why they zigzag like that. I have been noticing that a lot. I can't imagine it's faster. Alright, so most of the wall stone has been laid. We are a little low on marble though, so although I had suspended it, I'm gonna unsuspend it. Now this is probably a lot more room than we need for the rest of the ship, but I'd rather build it once and larger than have to build it twice, if that makes sense. We are going to have to route the power a little differently. I'm going to double it up, one on the outside wall, one on the inside wall. For some redundancy. So the inside wall, we'll just cut over like that. And we can make that sort of a security door. Try to cordon off certain sectors so that it's not just one giant area that can be breached. I reversed that. I haven't really given it too much thought of, like, tactically, where is the best spot to... No, I'm just, like, dropping doors, trying to make it compartmentalized. But I wanted to explain what I was doing before I did it. So each one of these little compartments will have its own little steel turret. Muffalo Shaman. And that way, you know, we have some additional layers of security for sappers. So getting some of those retention walls built. Looking pretty good, I have to say. It's a giant project. I mean, this base takes up a pretty significant portion of this rather large map, which is, in its own way, somewhat impressive. There's only a few more marble constructions left to build, which is pretty cool. I think this is the last external wall, and then we're done. And you can tell we're done by the amount of ridiculous walking that Noah has to do now that he laid that wall down. Took him like multiple hours to get to where it needed to be. By design. We don't want to get attacked from too many areas at once. Totally unnecessary zigzagging. You know how it is. And I think what I'm going to do is, this episode's just going to be the finalization of the defense, because, although, let's check. So, we do need stuff from the desert, but its movement difficulty is only level 1 in the winter. So, actually, yeah, maybe we pod down there and build in the winter. I don't think seasons don't really matter in the desert the way they do in temperate forests, where trudging through the snow to have to build would be slow, cumbersome, and bad. that's not exactly true for the desert. But there isn't too much. I mean, there's 15 minutes left in this episode, but maybe not enough to really build a true outpost. Just thinking about the start of one. There's still a little left here that needs doing too. Like, for instance, the giant concrete area that needs to be constructed. It's like watching an AI play Minesweeper. Not exactly, because he didn't really drop it in a Mineswept pattern, but it kind of reminded me of it. Shem's doing some last doors. And this, of course, will hurt our stockpile of steel, but we don't want anything flammable, etc., etc. So it's a small price to pay for our ship not to burn up in flames, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to force Noah to clear the brambles, trees, bushes, flowers, and the like from the area. So we can really get started on the flooring. Alright, so one more thing that occurred. Oh, it looked like the home zone's all set, more or less. I was gonna say, yeah, because we, oops. I often disable automated home zone creation, but we did a pretty good job of filling it in where it needed to be filled. So some last things, I need doors here, here, and here. These are kind of larger compartments, but whatever. They're zigzaggy and weird. And that is a... I don't have the pocket turrets, but that's a pretty well defended base. We're having to travel pretty far for these stone chunks. Guess I can queue up some hauling. Of course, we also have to get the poison ship. I tend to forget poison ships, right? Because they don't have this like psychic annoyance to them. And on a larger map, they drop so far that they really don't affect your farms. So they're easy to forget about. It's a bad habit of mine, I'll happily admit. I don't feel like fully deleting that wall manually, so I'll just let them do it when they feel like doing it. It's a bit of a lazy cop-out, but... Alright, so that part's done. There's a little bit of marble stuff left to do. They are hauling blocks from far and wide. For now, I can suspend this again. We have plenty of marble. We just need a little bit more marble for the compartments, and we'll be set. One thing that occurred to me is I need a place to put limestone chunks. You know what, actually, I don't. I'm just going to quickly cut some limestone. So we have some in our farm, we have some in our compartment walls. I don't want to offer any cover to anyone ever, so we won't. We're also not even benefiting from the power over there yet. We will be soon, but not yet. Bulk goods flying overhead. Cool. So this time, the trade should work correctly. And by that I mean the loot should drop right in the middle because we have one hole in our stockpile roof. So let's see if this works. Alright, none of the animals I need. Need to really get in the habit of checking for that. Pigskin, plain leather, camel hide, bear fur. We can sell that. We are making a lot of money here. We'll buy their components. That breaks us about even. And then I have some tattered stuff to sell them, providing they can afford it. So we might need to buy some stuff off them to balance the books even further. And I think I'm going to buy medicine, because we could make some, but... Okay, so most of the stuff went around the center. Some of it landed out here. Unfortunately, the stuff that is worth more landed out of the base, which is not, which is a little unfortunate. So I suppose it does help to have a few holes in your roof, not just the one. But now I know. Oh, and another bulk goods trader. This one actually a caravan. God, it takes so long to haul anything. Everything, honestly. Having one big kill box. Alright, what have we got here? I'm going to sell my berries because I don't really use that as food. Pemmican too, same reason. Buy their components. That seems a little obvious. That's about it, I guess. Unless I want to try to balance the book some more, but I don't really care to. We'll spend money. Don't forget that medicine. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Deleting what needs deleting. Alright, so most of the construction is just about finished, which is huge. The ship zone has been expanded to accommodate. That is one righteously stupid looking ship. Does, however, look like a generation ship, I gotta say. Alright, so what is Shem? They're just cleaning up this zone. It's fine. Oh, there's Thrumbo. Why are you down there? Actually, who's closest? Nem's closest. I'm gonna open up a spot for the Thrumbo, otherwise it's gonna probably break a hole south and escape. Come on, go back. Go back. Why won't you go back? There he is. See, that's what we were waiting for you to do. Now, Ada, close that door. Made your break risk. It's baloney. You already had your break risk, didn't you? You're like sad wander that made you starve. Alright, so I can say pretty safely that everything is double walled except for this little section here, and I don't exactly have the steel at the moment for turrets and all the compartments, but I'll start that process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have turrets and just dead power, just periodically throughout the base here, for security. And yeah, it's like a little bit of overkill, but better over than under, I always say. It will be very costly, but you know, it's what I need to do. We are also pretty low on time. It's 55 minutes in, so I don't think I'm gonna save this poison ship for next episode. Just something exciting to kick off with. So I'm turreting up sort of the inhabited areas of the base first. Oh, that's a nice tantrum. And the obvious reason being, people matter more than the... Oh, could you not destroy a masterwork bed? This isn't at least a directed tantrum. It is just a tantrum. The directed tantrums, they like aim to destroy something valuable and stop at nothing until that valuable thing is destroyed. What I need to do is I need to switch his helmet. Where'd the psychic helmet go? Normally it's right here. Oh, too deep infestation again. Alright, Niall, don't go in from that way. And they finally wrecked the chair. I think I killed all the speleopedes already. So there's no chance in that happening this run. The rest are just mega scarabs and mega spiders. Oh no, there's a speleopede here, but it's a female. I need a male one, if I recall correctly. Oh, she already killed. Oh no, this scarab's been dead for a while. Alright. We're trying to catch up to help Niall. I don't think these things move very fast, though. No. They're definitely outrunnable. So where is my psychic foil? That's the next big question. I don't think I would have sold it. Alright, I think we're done. I haven't done a full check to see if there's any left, but I think the thread is over. And they left the drill intact. Nice. Shem is on extreme break risk. Yeah, this psychic drone is pretty brutal. There, it ended. Whew. Good. Driving all my civs batty. Well, I am just about out of time for this episode, so thank you all for watching. If you have any feedback, drop me a line. Hopefully I'll read it and it will benefit me and make me a better player, right? That's what I'm always looking to be. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for another playthrough, because this one, there's a good amount of episodes left in this series, but it is, after all, wrapping up. yeah, drop me a line about that, and I hope to catch all of you next time. Adios, friends.